welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about paint by numbers. So first of all, what is paint by numbers? If you watch my previous video, at the end I talked about my beautiful paintings that I made, and these are called paint by numbers, and I'm going to tell you why. So what you do is you buy a painting that has numbers in it, and numbers are basically code telling you what color should be where, and so at the end it will turn out into the beautiful painting that you want. So I will explain more as we go along. Okay guys, so as I said before, these two paintings I did before, and they are both paint by numbers. This was my very first try, and for my first try I would not recommend something like this, because when you get closer you will see there are so many fine lines, and it was very difficult, and it took me a very long time to do, but I was very persistent and I got it done eventually, but it was very hard. So if you're just starting out, you want to make sure that you find something that's very easy to do. This one was a bit difficult, as I said, because of the fine lines. This one was not too bad, and it's because I got my experience from the first one, which was the tiger, but this one was not bad. And again, as I go forward, I will tell you how I go about painting for it to be easy for me. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is the one that I'm currently working on. So this is why it is called paint by numbers. I will get closer, you will see there are numbers there. Okay, now for each number there is a different color based on the painting that you buy. Okay, so when you buy a painting, a paint by number painting, you get the paints, and as you can see, the numbers are there, and so it matches with the numbers that are on the painting. So if you see number one, wherever number one is, you put number one, the color for number one. Simple. So the package normally comes with a set of paint brushes. It comes with the things to put so you can hang the paintings. It also has this one that you can stick into the wall. Some of them comes with this thing, which is a leveler, which will tell you if you have leveled the painting correctly on the wall and stuff like that. And then also you have some of them that will come with a paper like this that will show you what what your painting should look like. So that's what the package will look like. Now I'm going to go into how I normally go about painting my picture. So guys, before I forget, I want to make sure that I mention that when you're doing paint by colors or any painting, anything that you want to do, you need to choose something that you think that will be fun, that you will like, because that will encourage you to want to complete it. For example, I chose the tiger because I found out that I actually like tigers, and so it made me want to paint it even more, to see it completed. And I chose this one because, of course, the African lady is supposed to be seen, and the colors on there are so beautiful, and so it inspired me to want to paint it. So when if you decide to do paint by numbers, you first need to choose something that you know you're going to like, because I think eventually they become addictive. The next thing is you have to work with the sizing also. So typically they start from 40 by 50, and they can go bigger. The smaller they are, the smaller the parts inside will be, so it will be harder to see them and stuff. And then one of the other things you have to be aware of is that it depends on the distributor of these paintings. Some of them, the numbers on them are so dark it's harder to cover them. So if you're doing a lighter painting, it's hard to cover. But when you're doing it, just feel free and just do, because sometimes you're going to cover a number for another part and you forget what color is supposed to be there. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. It will just come out beautiful anyways. Okay, so let's get into the paintbrushes. So for me, you can see how the paintbrushes come, and I haven't opened this one because I've been using the same one from the very first painting I've been doing. So I like to use this flat one in the middle, but you see these ones at the end, I don't know if you can see it yet, the ones at the end. What I've done is I'm using the old my old one. So what I've done is I use the scissors and I cut the end off. For me, this works better for me when I'm doing like small areas. Like, well, this one is a bit old now, so I will probably do another one. But when I'm doing like small areas like this, it's easier for me to get into those little areas, you know. So that's why I've done this. For me, the long tip is too difficult, it's too thin. So what I've done is I've used the scissors and went ahead and done a blunt top for me. So, and when I'm painting, I actually prefer to have the ones that are single rather than like this. So I will hold the color in my hand like this and I will paint. Now the next thing is I like to focus on one particular color throughout when I'm painting. So for example, when I did this one, I focus on the orange. When I did the beautiful lady, this one, I focus on the orange areas first. And then I started with, and then as you go along, you'll find different ways that you think will work for you. And then the next thing I try to do is I try to work on large areas, and I try to focus on one area first, and then I move up, things like that. So with this, I did all the oranges, the light oranges first, and then I did the dark oranges, and then I start with the arms, and I work on this area, and then I worked up, and then I went to the headband, which was the last part of it. So that's what I did. When I did this one, I started in this area. So I did parts. So it's up to you. I did parts, and then it was completely done. So here are the colors that came with the beautiful African lady. And these ones, like I said, I prefer when they're single. So like this, it's individual ones, and I can just open and just focus on that one color as I go throughout the painting. Whereas when I have this one where they're all attached to each other, it's a bit challenging, but I still hold it like this. But I prefer when it's like this, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah. And so the next thing I want to talk about is when you're painting, I try to make sure I have my toilet papers beside me, well, any paper towels or whatever you're using, and I like to use wet wipes also. And then I have a small container. I use a very small container where I put water inside of it. So I have the toilet paper or whatever paper you're going to use, dry ones, and I have wet ones. So when I'm painting, I have the colors like this. Paint. Let's say I'm changing colors, dab. I can use the wet one to wipe, and I can also use the dry one. They do dry, you know, help you to change the color faster. So that's what I like to do. Okay guys, I think I've explained everything that I would have done, that I do when I'm doing my paint by numbers. If there are any questions, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer. But for now, I'm going to be working on this. Hopefully I will be able to finish it and show a video or just a picture of what it looks like when it's finished. But I hope you enjoy doing paint by numbers. It's a very good thing. It's very calming. I've seen where I've been to work and I'm so stressed, and I just come home and I paint and I feel so much better. And so it's something to try. I mean, don't, as we would say back home, don't knock it until you try it. So do try it. All right, see you in the next one. Bye. Remember to comment, like, and share.